Everybody, I'm happy to be here at the DuClaw Brewing Company, and want to thank them for their hospitality today. I've been meeting with small business here in Harford County that has been allegedly victimized by a taxpayer service company and then further penalized because of IRS making them the problem. What I wanted to announce today was my solution to a problem. I heard firsthand about the devastating impact on small business by people who paid their taxes to a taxpayer service company. That means the people who meet with them that they hired to look at what taxes they owed, do the paperwork for them, and to make sure that they were in compliance with all federal laws. These small businesses paid their taxes, paid the company to pay their taxes, but allegedly they failed to pay IRS, and now IRS is coming in to tell them they've got to pay their taxes all over again. What is wrong with this picture? Well, what is wrong is that my job is to protect the taxpayer so that where they've acted in good faith, they're not doubly penalized, and also to take preventive action that these taxpayer service companies that might be fraudulent don't do it to anybody else. I listened to them and came up with several ideas. One in my legislation is this, that number one, we will try to stop this from happening all over again. My federal legislation would mandate that if you are a taxpayer service company, you have to either be certified by IRS that you were legitimate, honest, and complying with the rules, or that you have to post a bond in order to be able to do business with IRS and to do business with small business. The second thing that we will be doing is mandating that IRS waive all fees, penalties, and interest on taxes owed. And number two, not go with any type of further payment until the criminal prosecution is completed. What does that mean? In plain English, it means we're not asking the taxpayers to pay twice. I'm going to stop it from happening again, and I'm going to make sure that those small businesses that have acted in good faith, gave their money to the taxpayer service agency, that we go after the bums, the schemers, and the fraudulents, rather than going after the people who acted in good faith. And for the people who acted in good faith, to make sure they don't have to pay an interest on what's owed, that they don't have to pay an penalty for failure to pay because they did pay. And number three, the IRS doesn't even talk to them about what they owe until a criminal prosecution is completed, so we don't doubly tax them. They feel that they're paying the taxes twice. I will also be turning to the U.S. Attorney in the state of Maryland to see if there are further criminal prosecutions to occur. My legislation will be introduced this Monday, and we hope that this will be able to deal with this issue. What is happening here in Maryland through a company called AccuPay, and again, I say it's alleged because there are investigations going on, has also happened in other parts of America. There has been taxpayer payroll fraud in California, Illinois, Tennessee, Florida. In Maryland, 10 years ago, there was a company called First Pay in Silver Spring that stole millions of clients that they thought they were paying IRS. The problem is IRS treats this as one case at a time. It's time that we treat it as a criminal act and make sure that this never happens again. So my legislation will be for the entire United States of America. Mine is federal legislation. And I'm going to say that Most payroll service providers are honest. They remit clients' taxes as hired. However, there's one in Maryland that's accused of collecting these payroll taxes and not sending it in. That's what we're talking about here today. But what we need to be sure is that where there is fraud and where there are schemes and where there is scum, we go after the real bums. We don't go after small business that has paid their taxes. The IRS's job is to seek taxes. My job is to seek justice, and I'm going to seek justice for these small businesses. Listening to them this morning, people who are in the contracting business, people who are in the service facility management business, DuCause, that is one of the emerging small craft beer industries in Maryland, employing over 300 people, you know, good jobs right here in our community and some other communities in Maryland. I feel close to them. My father ran a small grocery store in Highlandtown. He worked 60 or 70 hours a week, side by side with my mother, so that my sisters and I could have a good life and a good education. My grandmother ran one of the best Polish bakeries in Baltimore, Mikulski's Bakery, with my 3 uncles. I know how hard they worked and what it meant. And they used accountants and so on because you're so busy running a business, you can't know all the rules and regs and so on in order to comply. So you turn to advice. You pay your bills, your tax bills through them, and then you are in compliance. So when I listened to them, I thought about my father. I thought about my grandmother with the bakery. They helped build a business. They helped build a community. They certainly helped build our family. I want to help these people who work every day, who create jobs, add value to our community. They're active, and the job that they do, their own philanthropy in the community. They're the first we turn to for charitable giving, support for Little League, buy those Girl Scout cookies, do all the things that also build community. And I want them to know I'm on their side. And I will be working to pass the legislation and working with the Internal Revenue Services that we go after the bums, we don't go after the honest small business. And I look forward to working with them and working with my colleagues. Thank you very much.
Thank you.